That's what it is. It's a psychic party. We have a clique. We've got people that come here regularly. It's a psychic party, and it's Monday night. Let's put some lights on. We'll call it Monday Night Lights. How you doing? How was the weekend? What's going on? What'd you do today? Sun came out. It was raining most of the day, but then the sun came out, so I went for a lovely walk. And it was just beautiful. There are summer days that just make me feel like I'm just joyfully in the summer vibration. And we're moving into August very soon, like Thursday. So welcome. Please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I had one of those days that I didn't expect too much of myself. So if you ever have one of those days, it's just like, we'll just let it. I mean, I got stuff done, but some days you just have to take the pressure off yourself, You know what I'm saying? Got my crystal ball. I lost the holder to my crystal ball, so I just put it in my pencil thing. So we're here. Kamala, I like it. Kamala. Oh, that's pretty good. And her middle name is Davy, meaning deity. I am still on my mainstream news media news break. Not sure if I'm going to go back. Hello to the other Annette. Not sure if I'm going back to mainstream media ever. After what they did to Joe Biden, I don't think I can forgive them. I mean, I'm not mad or anything, but I don't think I can absolve them. I'll put it that way. Are you guys also on a mainstream media fast? A lot of people are. I haven't really seen many people in the chat that are saying that they're still watching mainstream media, which is interesting. I do know that what the collective wants, the collective gets. Sometimes it takes a while. So, where shall we begin with reading? Let's go to our tried and true Rider-Waite deck. So done with corporate media. So done. Yeah, Darren, totally with you on that. And what's happened for me, we did talk about this at our Grassroots of Democracy meeting. What's happened for me is that I'm not getting annoyed anymore, because I find that listening to all these talking heads on mainstream media is extremely annoying. Like, we all have an opinion. Why are their opinions more important? Why do they get all the airtime with their opinions? What about our opinions? And they weren't taking our opinions into consideration, because we wanted to hear them talk about Joe Biden's achievements, and they absolutely out and out refused. And if you watch, if you ever see clips of Fox, they're full on wanting fascism. They're still trying to justify Donald Trump's, behavior or existence. Yeah, they're not reporters on mainstream media. Rose is saying they really are just talking heads, which was a great band, but when it comes to mainstream media, we don't need talking heads. We just need the news. I mean, there are plenty of YouTube channels where people share their views. So I just, a little bit earlier before I came on, I had Hal Sparks on. Boy, that guy's got a lot of subscribers. Let's get my subscribers up. But he was talking about Alex Jones, and I apparently, I like this. This isn't Hal Sparks. This is Tony Michaels. MAGA is weird. So Hal Sparks was talking about Alex Jones, and how Alex Jones is making a big deal about Trump's assassination attempt wound. And we read on Trump's assassination attempt wound right after it happened, that following PNN. You guys remember when we were reading about Donald Trump's ear wound? all we got when we read on it, on Donald Trump's assassination attempt wound was that it was not a bullet. Remember that? We spent a lot of time on that question. It was not a bullet. My psychic impression is that it was a piece of plastic that just shot off from, the strike of the bullet. And my psychic impression is he got a little scratch on his right ear. And it bled, and all of a sudden his brain, rather than going into trauma and survival mode, all of a sudden his brain went into branding mode. You gotta brand this, right? And lo and behold, then came the assassination attempt sneakers, and what else? He was selling something else. Do you guys remember? It's just like... And now there are pictures of Donald Trump's ear that look like nothing happened. And I don't know when they were taken, but I mean, if it was a really bad wound, it would have been like, you would see something, right? I mentioned that I got a really deep cut right below my knee, and it healed beautifully, but there's a big dark scar. And that's what happens, right? So Alex Jones is on there, and Hal Sparks is talking about this, and he was going on and on and on about the wound on Trump's ear and how bad it was, right? Alex Jones is the guy that tortured and tormented the families of the children for years who got shot at. I'm getting my assassination, my shootings mixed up. It's pathetic. The one in Connecticut. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on that. Maybe I don't want to think about it. Yeah. It's Sandy Hook. It completely escaped me. I guess I wanted to say Uvalde. Oh, and he did that with Uvalde too. Yeah, that's the first thing that's popping into my head was Uvalde, which is why I couldn't think of Sandy Hook. It's pathos. No, Trump didn't need a big bandage on his ear. Pathos. Yes, I'm doing great, Michelle. Thank you. Mida said Kamala said she will be at the debate even if the loser doesn't show up. I just heard that moments ago. And I just donated, I think it was like $20 to Kamala. And there was like a raffle to go to Chicago to be at the convention. So my name is in. There's a chance to win. I've won things before, not that frequently. Remember when I won the bong? When Damon was asking me if I'd pack my bong, I was like, I don't have a bong. Sometimes I win things. That was so funny. I'm gonna read on. I'm gonna pull 3 cards about the media. Thank you for being here. Please check out Church of Spirituality on its new channel at Church of Spirituality. You'll see it when you type it in the YouTube search bar. And really good stuff there. So I'm grateful to all the small group of people that show up for my new channel. It's 3.5 years old, Church of Spirituality. But you really will be inspired and motivated by listening to the service and the sermon. 3 cards on the mainstream media. And please hit the thumbs up and thank you. I'm wanting to grow my channel and nothing seems to be working. So we'll just keep going with it. And I mean nothing. 3 cards about the mainstream media. So the question that I'm asking is, by the way, on the topic of YouTube channels, I just want to say this. I foresee a time that people with low numbers on YouTube are going to start getting paid attention to. Because it's kind of like, oh, look what I found. When I was growing up, when I was a teenager, if we found like an alternative band or, a cool something that not many people knew about, it was kind of a cool thing. So that's what I have to say about YouTube and my low numbers. I wear it as a badge of honor. Is mainstream media going, are they getting the message? This is my question. Are they getting the message? Because I'm not really sure. Slow but sure. Yeah, thank you. People are reporting my numbers are going up. Not really sure if the media blackout that many people are engaged in at the present time, I'm not sure if I'm not sure if there were a lot of people. Where did I get the la sign? The la sign? What's the la sign? I love the Constitution that our Smurf and our is covering up on. Hang on. Elliot, the democracy elf. Justice matters. Oh, he's keeling over. Look out. What last sign? What are you talking about? Mainstream media. So, somebody's mentioning you're seeing more political ads on YouTube. Now, I want to ask, before I read about the mainstream media, these cards, I'm subscribed to, for my own personal YouTube viewing, Kamala sign. Okay, it's going a little slow on the update. Anyway, hang on a second. I'm thinking of too many things. Let's read on the mainstream media, and then we'll get to the rest. The mainstream media, they're kind of impoverished. They will start to catch on because Kamala's ruling, totally ruling. Now, how they're doing is, this is what's happening when they're sticking to their old creed of stir up division. And it's not working for them. You tried to teach media literacy over a decade ago, very few takers. Interesting. The Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles indicates that Kamala has the money behind her and she's got the emotional support of America. Let's see. The assassination attempt, but it was so like him to set up and work so well for him. Now he's going to go back, got him so much attention, plus he doesn't know how to go forward. Yeah. Mainstream media is, they're not going to be able to hold a candle to what's going on with Kamala. They will not be able to ignore it. Now, the question is, I forgot what I was going to say earlier. It'll come back to me. I have too many questions on my mind about what's going on. Okay. Feel free to remind me. Is the mainstream media going to change their tune and start covering Kamala? No. No, Thomas has arrived. Let's give him a bell. Thomas, with the dad jokes, has arrived. Justice matters. Oh. Wait a minute. Look what I have. Tomorrow morning I'm doing my civic duty because I'm being called for jury duty. I don't know if I'll be picked. This is my... We should applaud Thomas. I don't have the applause button. That's only on Fridays. Salem Trial Court, Federal Street, Salem, Mass. I have to show up. 8 a.m. And it has a different kind of a flavor now, jury duty. It does. And that court building in Salem is quite haunted. So that'll be fun. And I have I actually have a book about the haunted places in Salem, so I'll make an adventure out of it. Yeah, well, Thomas is wishing he get called for jury duty, but isn't it so much different now that we've been going through all this, like, challenges in our judicial system and this terrible criminal, Trump? And today I was walking and I was thinking, if they wanted me on the jury for a Trump case, that would be a coveted position, right? I don't know if they're going to pick me. I'm really in a quandary about jury duty because I don't know if I can, and I got off of jury duty in the past because I don't know if I can be very fair. If I'm getting a strong impression about somebody, I'm very decisive about that. Okay. 3 cards about Kamala herself. Yeah, Zircon saying I can't be unbiased, and I wouldn't see. For me, it's interesting. Let me just hear me out for a second. The last time I was called for jury duty, I leveled with the judge and I said I'm a psychic, and she said, well, do you have a license for that? And at that time, they weren't giving out licenses for that. Yeah, funny. A psychic doing jury duty in Salem, but here's the thing. That is kind of funny, isn't it? Here's the thing. If you want to find a place that's rife with psychics, the Salem, Massachusetts is the place that's going to be rife with them. So I wonder, I'll get back to you on that. I wonder how they deal with that. Because can you be a psychic and get a strong psychic impression if you're on jury duty and override that? And would that be the right thing to do? It's interesting. 3 cards about Kamala Harris. Anyway. Yes, we'll read on the Biden's proposed Supreme Court reforms, even if nothing happens right away. Oh, I remembered what I was going to say earlier. Even if it doesn't happen right away, these things need to be set in place. We need Supreme Court reform. Hope it passes too. Let's get our first dad joke in. My gluten-free finally invited me over. Oh, your girlfriend. Let me start over. There's a member of the family that's gluten-free. My girlfriend finally invited me over to meet her cannibal father. He grilled me for hours. That makes me think about Trump, so... Ba-dum-bum. I can pull some cards at the hearing. Cheryl's saying. We'll read on the Supreme Court in a second. I'm pulling cards about Kamala right now. Hang on. Kamala Harris. Right now, she's just playing a very balanced game. Here we go with the double numbers again. Kamala Harris is striving to play a very balanced game to appeal to all Americans. All Americans. And the Knight of Wands indicates, okay, this reminds me that Terry, who couldn't be here tonight, has told me to get the word out. Hang on, because this is a message for the men about a meeting that's going on. Hang on, we're not just here to do readings. We're here to inform one another. Tonight at 8 p.m. Right after this. White dudes for Harris. Let's see. Here's the RSVP link. It's called White Dudes for Harris. Call with Buttigieg, David Hogg, and others. David Hogg led up the March for Our Lives to get gun laws in place. So check that out. That'll be a good one. White Dudes for Harris call. And this morning I attended a Simon Rosenberg meeting and Hakeem Jeffries was on. And Hakeem Jeffries said we only need 4 more Democratic House members elected, and we're golden. Will she be able to keep her cool with 45 and Vance with their hating remarks? Absolutely. Kamala, she was a prosecutor. Yeah, so check out that meeting. White dudes for Harris. Let me just, she sent me the link too. So all you white dudes out there, that's the name of the organization. And it's a launch meeting at 8 p.m. So I'll be finished by 8 p.m. because it is Monday night and we usually watch Midas Touch. What's with the white dudes? I don't understand. Well, I think they're just kind of, we have to face the racism in our country, and one way to do that is to show that, I think that this is what they're doing. I don't disagree with their approach. Is to show that it's all of us that are for Kamala. It's all of us that are for democracy. And then they have black men for Harris, and then they'll probably just say, yeah, all men for. I kind of understand why they're doing that. Anyway, Kamala Harris. This is what made me think of this. The dudes are going to show up. The dudes are going to show up for Kamala. So we've got everybody. We want freedom. I don't even know what these Trumpsters think that they're voting for. At this point, there's going to be a certain point that we get to where people who have been all in for Trump, unless they're really under the hypnotic, like Kool-Aid level of being brainwashed, when they realize that Trump has nothing to offer them except pain and misery, a plan for pain and misery, it's absolutely what it is to strip away all our government agencies and departments to get us out of NATO. They probably don't know. Well, that's why we're educating them. I did send off some of my little cards to Gloria a little while ago. My cards that say Project 2025. Yeah, they're having ladies with Kamala. Yeah, two. So what I was going to say earlier, but I couldn't think of what I was going to say, was I want everyone to just really understand, if you don't already, if you do, that's awesome, that I know that we were really upset that the Women's March, which was the largest protest march in the world in history, the Women's Protest March protesting Trump getting into office in 2017, that was a big deal. Black Lives Matter in 2020, worldwide protests, that, for justice. That was a big deal. It was difficult. That was a really horrible, what was going on in this country. We were so divided. But I want everyone to just consider this. A law of physics says energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed, right? So that energy is still with us. It hasn't gone anywhere. And what's happened with Kamala Harris is it's not about Kamala Harris. You want a pink pussy hat? I still have mine. I had a roommate at the time that was into knitting. When is the what call? Hang on, I'm trying to follow the chat. You know how that goes. When is the pet call? What do you mean the pet call? You have a bunny? You mean a call for the pets? Pets for Kamala? Let's go to the Supreme Court, shall we? But I think I need my nefarious cards for that. I'm so grateful that you guys are with me. I've been doing this for like 4.5, 5 years, and I gotta tell you, it's nice to have friends online. It's nice to have virtual friends. Try it sometime. We got into that during COVID. The Supreme Court. The Supreme Criminal Court. So let's see. Three cards about what's going to happen to Clarence. Now remember, we've always seen Clarence having a health issue. And I've always seen Clarence Thomas slinking away. I always have seen that. We are family. We're all together, right? We're all together. This is our little democracy clique. I'd like for it to be bigger, but we'll see. Please share my song about January 6th. The video's up. The Supreme Court, Clarence Thomas. Now, this card comes up repeatedly when we're talking about dark money. This card has been coming up a lot. This card came up around Trump on Friday. The Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands. Right now, Clarence Thomas is scrambling to see how he can hide more stuff. That's what I'm getting. Is Damon here? I didn't notice this card. Thank you. Whoever said my song is really good. It's a channeled piece of work. It's not really for me. It's for everybody. Thank you. Hiding junk for sure. I'm reading on Clarence Thomas. Moonchild says I identify as a cat. That's funny. Clarence Thomas, man, this is the dark money card lately. And he's scrambling. Now I'm picking up that Clarence Thomas is telling his minions to hide things, just like Trump was doing with his documents. I mean, it's really similar energy. Thank you, Warren, attempting to get the song to the national DNC. We're taking back democracy and we won't be backing down. It's just perfect. Hard to hide from the IRS. Yeah, well, I do see that. I do see that. I never noticed that this card had all these naked men. Anyway. I'm getting silly now. Clarence Thomas is scrambling, trying to hide things, and because the dark money card was there, he's trying to hide the dark money. It's like he's divulged too much. What Clarence Thomas has divulged about the dark money he's accepted is just scratching the surface. Just scratching the surface. Okay, so we're going to go back to the not nefarious cards, and we're going to ask about Joe Biden's proposing to reform the court. I'm telling you people, if we just are, well, when we're just consistent and persistent, we got this. And I don't want to hear anybody saying, oh, well, we can't get too excited. We can't get to, because all that energy that I just talked about with the Women's March and the Black Lives Matter marches that were huge, 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 huge. Huge. That's been building up. The energy, if we need to change, has been building up. And it's just like we were just looking for the window to open for us to just go through and do what we need to do. Hi, Clarence. How's your mom? 3 cards about Biden, about how that will go. So many people are really livid at the Supreme Court. So many people. Everyone is good, Clarence is saying. How's it going to go? Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm hopeful. I told you all, if you go back to any of my videos from January, what did I say? The theme for this year is, in January, I got the message, hope restored. And when I got that message, I was like, should I really share this? I don't know. And I did. And also, in 2024, we see justice more and more. So I'm asking about Biden's proposing to reform the court. And I have the Justice card and the Hierophant, which has to do with law. It has to do with law. Yeah, we have a right to be excited. So as soon as you hear a podcast or something that says, well, we can't get our hopes up, shut up. We're getting our hopes up. We're getting our hopes way up. That hopey thing worked for Obama. Yes, you forgot I said that. It was on my calendar, my lunar calendar that my niece made, and then I packed it away and I can't find it anymore. It'll turn up eventually. How's President Biden feeling emotionally? Good. Good. He doesn't have to, he can just let all that stuff, all that BS roll right off of him. When we fight together, we win. Yes. Joe sat down with Senator Whitehouse to hammer out the ideas. It's a very solid idea. This reform the court is going to go forward. Yeah, these are good cards. These are really, I don't know if I could even see better cards than this. So I hope that it inspires everybody that we are where we are. I keep going back to when I said on the Friday before the Sunday that Biden said he wasn't going to seek re-election. On the Friday before, I pulled 3 cards at the end of the PNN and I said, we're gonna get some good news. But on Sunday, people... I'm a little upset at how the Democrats did that. It wasn't cool. It wasn't cool. We are not going to do a group hug until we have 200 people in the chat. See what I mean? President Biden lost his spark. I don't think he's lost his spark. I mean, it's like if you're getting ready to leave someplace that you've been for a long time. I mean, you know, when things change, I mean, there's a little bit of maybe somberness or seriousness, but I don't think he's lost his spark. I don't know what you mean. Anyway. 3 cards about, I really do think that Kamala is going to choose Mark Kelly. Let's see if that's continuing to check out. The VP pick. Is she considering Mark Kelly? I keep getting a yes on Mark Kelly. Biden created a speech that, yeah, I don't know what you mean that he seems not sparky. He's fine. Let's pull 3 cards about how Biden is. I would think having all this pressure off would be great, and he can just go boom, 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 get everything finished up and accomplished that he planned to. And I was remembering today that a year or so ago, I felt like Biden was going to, I always felt like Biden was going to pass the torch to Kamala. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I did say that I felt, I was guessing that it would be a couple of years in. I could probably not pull up that video. It's a long time ago. So, and I've seen some polls, just speaking of Kamala's VP pick, I've seen some polls and people are leaning into Mark Kelly. And you know, when we're talking about gun violence, to me, this is my personal opinion, we seriously have to show one another that is the most, probably one of the most important issues. So, yeah, it was a master plan for Biden to pass the torch. Yeah, and I think he even said that. So I just asked how Biden is doing. He feels strong. He feels happy. And he and Kamala are really doing some work together to prepare her to not get out of the park. Oh, you're right. We reached 203. Cheryl saying Kelly has low energy. Cheryl, let's check in. Do you sometimes have low energy days? I mean, I just you know, like I you know, it just I don't really. How much do you see Mark Kelly? I mean, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying I don't really. Sometimes for me, I'm surprised when people don't seem to see the big picture. So I do my best to give you the big picture. Yeah. But I'm reading on how Biden is doing. Yes, and the first and foremost on my mind is Gabby Gifford when I think of Mark Kelly, and the military experience he's had, and the fact that he's an astronaut and he's a really smart guy. Those are the reasons that he's in my top of my list. But Biden's doing great, and he and Kamala are doing lots of meetings together to make sure that she's set up. Remember when Biden got into office, the Trump administration would not give them what they needed. We'll love whoever Kamala picks. We're so happy that there's a woman running for president. Are we doing some ageism here? What's going on? Poor Warren. Well, give me a topic. Give me a topic for hug. For group hug. Dad joke. My wife suggested that I start reading books on tape. I guess I could do that, but why does she want me to learn about the adhesive industry? Oh, I want to remind you guys, that's pretty good. Send us your photograph. Send us your selfie. Because on Friday we have a slideshow, and at the end of the slideshow, at the end of the video, the end of the slideshow, we get to see who you are. So send it to psychic@AnnetteDion.com. I think that's right. Or send it to AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. Either way, just send us your picture. Do we have a topic for the hug? I'm waiting for you to give me a topic, Warren. You bet. Dr. Jill is so relieved. Yes, let's pull 3 cards on how Dr. Jill is doing. How is she doing? I do feel like she really wanted him to make the decision, but she was a heavy influence, Dr. Jill. I get the strength card again. They're feeling pretty strong. The Biden family is feeling good. Yes. They are I think that Joe Biden is thrilled. I don't think he's got anything, any remorse, any oh, I have to give up my important position. I don't think Joe Biden thinks that at all. I truly, truly sense very strongly that Joe Biden is thrilled. He's so thrilled. And, he's a father, he's a grandfather. I don't know if he's a great-grandfather. Maybe, probably. He's 81, probably. Right? And we hugged on success for Kamala. Are we going to do that we can. But I think Joe Biden is really very happy. These cards indicate that he's very happy. And I do see him writing a book, which maybe it doesn't take a psychic to say that. Clarence Thomas already complained about Biden reforms to the court. Yeah, he needs to take a hike. We have 98 days to go. And we need this, sort of infusion of good energy that we have now to keep us going. All right, so, yes, Joe Biden will finish his term, go on to enjoy life, and have an ice cream. It's all right that you said her term. I knew what you meant. Biden needs to fire the Supreme Court. Yeah, those justices. Group hug. Joe is watching Kamala like a proud pup. I totally agree. Group hug. 1, 2, 3. Kamala success. Yes. Kamala success. Yes, yes. Can you believe Clarence Thomas is having a problem with Biden reining him in? He's worried about his luxury travel. Yes, he's worried about... Clarence Thomas is worried about something coming to light. Very much so. You're welcome, Warren. It's always nice to do a group hug. I have had Vladimir Putin on my mind. It's not pleasant. But I keep on feeling like Putin is not doing well. And I guess Lavrov is out there making up all kinds of stuff to tell the Russian people. I forget what the latest one was, but the ambassador for Russia that Trump invited into the office, into the Oval Office, like when he first got inaugurated, that dude. Will someone approach Clarence Thomas about stepping down in exchange for not indicting Ginny Thomas? Are you remembering that from an earlier PNN? Because I said exactly that in the past. Let's ask if that's going to happen. Dear, are you remembering that? Is he going to be offered a deal? I do feel that. I do feel that. Mike Johnson needs to go too. Yeah, they're on vacation now. When the water gets too hot, they bail. The MAGAs. There's no Republican Party anymore. Little memo, little newsflash. There's no more Republican Party in the United States of America. Have you noticed? So 3 cards about Putin. This is what I'm feeling like. And like I said, it probably doesn't take a psychic, but this is what I'm feeling. I think Putin spent all the money. I think Vladimir Putin is it feels like he's bankrupted his country. I mean, it's not good. And he's not getting a whole lot of support because all of his dictator cronies, they don't want to jump onto a sinking ship. You know? And it's gone on too long, and it's just like, it's not, like nobody's winning anything. So, 3 cards about Putin, or the Kremlin. How do these miserable people run countries? I mean, it's unimaginable. This is Putin, this is the fool. Yeah, other countries, other dictators are actually not looking at him like like Putin is a smart guy. They think he's an idiot. 7 of Pentacles, a lot of hard work, and gained nothing. Russia. Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of not, you know, the other dictators are not rallying around Putin. They're actually looking at him like, what a fool. Look at all that money's poured into this war in Ukraine and gotten really nothing but misery. Yeah, Venezuela is having issues with their elections today too. I think the Liberal Party is gonna win that. Yes, Supreme Court reforms have to happen sooner. Yeah, they have to happen very soon. And the Queen of Wands. Yeah, this is him trying to keep Mother Russia, like the illusion of Mother Russia, alive, but it's not working. Putin is a fool, and it's just like pounded away and pounded away and pounded away and not really getting anywhere. It's kind of like a stalemate. So let's see. I missed the dad joke, but that's okay. You're saying they want to keep the dictator in Venezuela? That's not what I heard. Yeah. Okay. Dear guides, what does everybody have to know right now? Oh, by the way, while I'm thinking of the next question, I just want to let you all know that we have, when you're a member at the top 2 levels at the High Priestess and the World level, when you join and you become a member, it's just like, it helps me out. It's like $15 a month or $20 a month, which really helps me out a lot. But on the last Saturday of the month, we have a psychic party. And the psychic party we had this past Saturday was just, we got into this really deep conversation about energy and vibration, the frequency that you're vibrating at, your energetic field. It was really good. So I want to encourage you all to become a member, because you get that and you get an affirmation in your inbox every single day. Just hit the join button and then you pay monthly, and I come on 3 times a week and more, and then some. Okay, so, okay. Can't read on everything, but Maduro was reelected. Yeah, well, we can look at that if you want. Venezuela. I don't know very much about it, but it sounds like, now, correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like Maduro was more of a dictator. They want to keep the dictator. I don't get that they want to keep the dictator in. Oh, make sure you still subscribe to the channel too. Okay, Maduro was reelected the same way Putin. I'm going to read on that. I'm going to read on Maduro, what's going to happen to him. Oh, there's some real icky. But as far as Maduro goes, I actually feel a lot of fear. I feel like he's experiencing a lot of fear. So maybe he's afraid he'll get, offed. Marco Rubio and Rick Scott interfered to keep the dictator in. I did not know that. See, I didn't know. Yeah, Michael's saying you saw a report on the Venezuelan election that Maduro cheated. I really get strongly when I tune into it that he's scared. Maduro did cheat and he's scared. It feels to me like it's really obvious. So let's see what his fate is. Those poor people. See, and this is what we have to make sure doesn't happen in this country. You had a breakthrough. You had a breakthrough? Oh, after our psychic party. I just go with whatever comes to me. I don't plan much. I don't plan my classes either. The class this Saturday is learning to use a pendulum in the Psychic Summer School series. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. Check it out. Maduro. Oh, I think he's going to. It's going to take a little while, but it looks like months, not years. Maduro is going to be investigated. Yes. Michelle's doing a testimonial too. My classes are incredible. And then you get a recording, she said with all humbleness. And then you get a recording of the class afterwards. But this is 30 plus years of experience doing this work. So if you take a psychic class with me, you'll get a lot out of it. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, the class on Saturday was about your tapping into your spirit guides. Maduro, am I saying that right? I'll do more classes. It looks like the Empress is the United States. I actually think that some of our diplomats are going to do a little coaching. Nine of Cups, yeah. Maduro, it looks like he did something really stupid in terms of not covering up his crimes. Venezuelans from Florida are asking for help. That are from Florida? I need to read up on that a little bit more. Dad joke, I joined a carpenter's class the other day. We haven't made anything yet. We've only just begun. But bum. The carpenters. It's been a long time since anyone knew who the carpenters were. It's a very sad thing. That Karen Carpenter died of anorexia. Not to bring you guys down, but what a voice on that woman. Speaking of voices, I have to tell you that if you haven't seen my very, 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 very distant cousin Celine Dion's performance from the Olympics, from the closing ceremonies of the closing act. Wow. Yeah, Karen Carpenter. Yeah, that's what made me think of Celine Dion's performance the other night. Wow. That goes in my music history books. The most intensely passionate, incredible, impeccable vocal performance ever. And I really think it was just that she thought she was done because of that disease that she got. Celine was amazing. But I think it hit me so much because she was so... I saw her crying. I mean, it looked like she had tears in her eyes. It was powerful, powerful stuff. And let's just, take a moment to acknowledge the rising up of the powerful female. This is the time. How many times we have said this on this channel. She was amazing. I would watch it. I would watch it. Yeah, Thomas was in tears. I was too. And I didn't watch it live because actually I was on because it was Friday night. People were coming on and saying that Celine Dion sang, and I was like, wow, really? I didn't know she was going to do that. It was amazing. So if you haven't checked that out, check it out. And if you're not moved, check your pulse. 3 cards. I'm still in the nefarious cards. I'm going to pull 3 cards about the MAGAs in Congress. And just to kind of backtrack, I'm doing a lot of that today. I guess Mercury's going retrograde, so I'm kind of backtracking in my mind. The MAGAs in Congress. I have always sensed a lot of energy during this summer of 2024 of these MAGAs in Congress being held accountable. So I'm pulling 3 cards to see what's going to happen. I do see they're crumbling. And I've always said about the MAGAs in Congress, they're like a house built on stilts. And the tidal wave is coming. And it's blue. You're related to Celine. 4th cousin? I don't know if we've done the ancestry, but my ancestors are from Quebec too. And they were all musical. The MAGAs. The MAGAs in Congress. I have the death card. Roy Cooper, one of the VP candidates, has removed himself from the running. Okay, that's cool. I'm reading on the MAGAs in Congress. Cheryl, is your maiden name Dion? Just curious. Wow. This is the MAGAs in Congress. They're done. They're done. Justice is coming to town. Why not just say maggots and get it over with? I don't like that word. It's like, I don't want to say that word. It's gross. You heard rumblings of members of our Congress being investigated for bribery. Yeah. With the new DNA test, you will discover a lot of relatives. Yeah, I know. I just don't want to do that. I'm kind of private. I want everyone knowing about my DNA. I mean, it's fine if you do that. It's just me. The MAGAs in Congress. Wow. As we are rebuilding our democracy, your ancestors said, Michelle says her ancestry said Trump was your 4th. You're sure it's not him? Yeah, just throw that one out. Wow. Yeah, it's the death card. Justice is coming. As we start demanding it more and more, it's going to be like, I always see it as like dominoes. And since we're doing like retrospect tonight, when Jack Smith first got on all of this, I just kept getting this image of Jack Smith, and it's kind of like, did you ever see like Gulliver's Travels or any like movie about Gulliver's Travels, and the giant would hold the Lilliputans or whatever, Lilliputians, and he would just hold them like by their little necks. That's what I feel like. I see justice coming for these guys, and they're just like, you know what I mean? That's my visual. I have a vivid imagination. That's why I can't watch scary movies. Remember we were talking about that the other night, and I kept trying to remember what the name of the movie was that was so scary. And then after I said I'll remember as soon as I get offline, and the scary movies, like I can't. My imagination's just too active. But the movie that I was trying to think of that was so scary I never should have watched it was Paranormal Activity. Did you guys see that one? There were 2 of them. I think I saw the second one. Couldn't sleep for nights. Why, it's getting late, so let's see. You got let's see what Michael's saying. Caught some news show that one of the reporters said that before the election, many MAGA Congress members will quit. Just walk away from their seats. You think that person was right? That could be. Yeah, I think they're getting scared. Is MAGA Mike Johnson going to step down? Are we going to see that? We're not going to see him step down. Okay. That's not how he'll go. Is MAGA Mike Johnson going to be held accountable for crimes? Yes. Yes. The tea leaf winners were announced. I'm looking for my piece of paper with the tea leaf readers. Here it is. I mean, I'm the tea leaf reader. The tea leaf readings winners. Betty Cantrell, did you already set it up? Zircon already set hers up. I think I've got everyone. Oh, there's one up for grabs. Thomas is donating his. Because he's so sweet and generous. With the dad jokes. You all are. Yeah, set it up. You're going to lose it if you don't set it up. Last dad joke before Thomas has to go. 2 peanuts were walking down the street. One was assaulted. Michelle saying me. We might have to do a little raffle on that. All right. Is Kamala Harris on the road to winning? Yes. Yes. Here's the deal. Kamala Harris is on the road to winning. Hello, Montreal. Speaking of Canada, we're talking about Quebec. I have decided to not really think about anything except Kamala Harris winning. When is Chutkin going to spill the tea? I'm feeling end of August, start of September. I'm going to pull 3 cards on the Heritage Foundation. You have a federal jury federal jury summons. Due in 2 weeks, had to do an online questionnaire too. Oh, thank you for reminding me. I have to do mine. Court in the morning. By the way, I write Substack articles usually 3 times a week. It's under Grassroots of Democracy Group. And I just thought of that because I'm going to have to write it tonight rather than tomorrow morning since I have to go to court. Substack, Grassroots of Democracy Group. I need people to subscribe. It's free. It's free to subscribe here too. Please hit the thumbs up. So I'm pulling 3 cards about the Heritage Foundation. This September, Kelsey and Taylor are getting married in Philadelphia. Is that real? If that's true, we all should have heard it by now, unless it just happened. That's great. I feel like it's true. The Heritage Foundation. Ah, interesting. Okay, so we need to imagine the Heritage Foundation being dismantled. We need to, thank you, Zircon. We need to, this is the Heritage Foundation. The more we find out, the more foolish they are, the more they're left out in the cold. And the Knight of Cups is, this is illegal with the Heritage Foundation. People are watching the song video? Good. 90,000 men signed up for that call. They only thought 20,000. Thank you, Michael, for letting us know. September is only 1 month away. That's true. The Heritage Foundation are going to be left alone. We know what they want. Yeah, it's crazy. Do not underestimate the power of the collective. Send rain to New Jersey. You guys aren't getting rain. We're getting plenty of rain. We'll see if we can send it your way. All right, here's the deal. I have tea leaves, but I don't really have time to read them. So I'm going to, because, people have meetings to go to, and Midas Touch is on at 8. It's so exciting. Taylor's going to get married to Travis, that's going to be like a royal wedding. This September? Feels like it. I will take a picture of the tea leaves and put it on the community page and tell you what I see. Now, please hit the thumbs up and please subscribe. And to book a reading at psychicannetteDion.com. Yeah, and make comments too, that would be great. Gloria's telling us about the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce wedding. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. Also, Spiritual Summer School this Saturday. Sign up for the class. It's about using a pendulum. Please share the song about January 6th. The slideshow version with the final mix and master is here under videos. Please share it a ton. That song needs to be out there because it says we're taking back democracy and we won't be backing down. I think that's all I have for you for now. All right, see you Wednesday. We're here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday like clockwork. Thank you. Please share and please hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Get those numbers up. Got to get those numbers up. All right, love you guys. We're doing great. Join us at Grassroots of Democracy, grassrootsofdemocracy.com. Tomorrow night we do our guided meditation.